already done so much.
Charlie and Vaggie have quickly become one of my favorite couples in all of fiction, and this short but sweet musical number is a great way of celebrating their relationship and love for one another. The thing I love most about them is how real and genuine their relationship feels. Charlie and Vaggie don't act like a lot of other couples in fictional media do. Every scene involving them isn't filled to the brim with blushing, declarations of love, and hand-holding or other forms of PDA. They're just two people who clearly support and care for the other, which you can see through their words and actions. And that's how a lot of relationships are in real life. At least from what I've seen, I can't speak from personal experience. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to the more played up or romanticized depictions of couples and relationships that a lot of media indulges in. I am a visual novel fan after all. But I think there's something really sweet about seeing two people show their love and commitment for one another through actions that are more than, we hug and kiss to remind everyone that we are indeed a couple. Vaggie is fully supportive of Charlie's ideals and dreams regarding the Hazbin Hotel, and throughout the series we see her try her damnedest to make the wishes of her partner come true. Even in episode 7, where she thinks she might have lost Charlie forever because of Adam revealing her secret. Along with genuinely believing in Charlie's dreams and aspirations, Vaggie knows how important the success of the hotel is to Charlie, and since she loves her, she'll do anything to help her. Just look at episode 3 where Vaggie tries to step outside of her comfort zone and lead the trust exercises, and how much it pains her when it seems like she's failing to help Charlie. And this fact isn't lost on Charlie. The person Charlie always goes to when things get rough is Vaggie. I don't think we actually hear her say thank you to her that much in the show, but that's because she doesn't need to. It's obvious just how much Vaggie's help and support means to her. From the affectionate way she interacts with her and the personal matters she discusses with her, it's clear how much Charlie loves Vaggie and appreciates her, something Vaggie is surely aware of. I've seen some people say that Charlie and Vaggie are a boring couple or that they have no chemistry, but I just don't see that. Not every romantic relationship in media has to have these long, intricate build-ups to eventual partnership. I think seeing depictions of normal and healthy relationships with relatively little conflict is really cool. And it's not like they don't go through their challenges as a couple, specifically the aftermath of Adam revealing to Charlie that Vaggie was once an exorcist, something she never told Charlie. This causes a brief but serious rift in their relationship because it damages the unwavering trust Charlie has in Vaggie. But much like how their relationship is handled throughout the entire show, this conflict is handled with maturity and care. Even with how hurt Charlie is regarding the secret Vaggie kept from her, she has bigger things to worry about in the moment. The oncoming extermination that'll start with the hotel. And thanks to Alistair's quote-unquote help, she starts working on a plan to fight back, setting aside the betrayal and sadness she's feeling. Of course, we can't just shut off our emotions, so these feelings do still end up affecting her in negative ways throughout the episode, with how cold she is when she talks to Vaggie after making her deal with Alistair, and more importantly when she's getting heckled by Susan while trying to enlist the help of the Cannibal Town residents. But after some time apart from Vaggie in a one-on-one conversation with Rosie, she's able to properly process her newfound feelings and doubts, and eventually regain her trust in Vaggie. Looking back at everything we the viewers have gotten to see up to this point, Vaggie's love and devotion to Charlie expressed through her caring words and actions. Their reunion at the end of episode 7 is so great too. There's no elaborate grand gesture or plan to rekindle their bond. They simply meet up and have a conversation, and that's perfect for them. Charlie shows Vaggie the souvenir she got her from Cannibal Town, and we see Vaggie briefly tear up before coming in to hug Charlie. I love seeing this side to Vaggie. She normally puts on such a tough exterior, but it's moments like these or her song with Carmilla in episode 3 that shows she's just as emotional and insecure as anyone else in the show. If I had to guess, part of her training as an exorcist probably involved learning how to shut down her emotions in order to be the most effective killer during extermination. Because of this, she still probably has trouble properly processing her own feelings, even when she has someone as eloquently blunt as Husk telling her that she hates herself in episode 4. But that's why Charlie is the perfect partner for her. Charlie, being as in tune with her emotions and the emotions of others as she is, helps Vaggie through her difficulty in processing her emotions and insecurities. Charlie may not be able to stop Vaggie from hating herself, self-loathing is no joke, but she can shower Vaggie in all the love and affection she deserves. And she can show Vaggie the positive impact she has on others through her appreciation for her and how she's helped with the hotel. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, Vaggie is the best ship in all fiction. Going back to their initial split at the beginning of episode 7 for a minute, I just really like the way it was handled too. Charlie was clearly hurt by the secret that Vaggie kept from her, even crying alone. But she doesn't let those feelings take complete control of her and do something drastic that she can't take back. She just acts a bit differently around Vaggie, and ultimately decides to spend some time apart from her to focus on the bigger issue at hand. And that's it. A mature and calm response to genuine hardships. It's good stuff, and it works super well with their reconciliation at the end that skips having long-winded monologues about apologies and forgiveness. and decides to have them make up through a short but meaningful interaction. I promise I'm almost done here, and then I'll talk about, the actual damn song, but I don't get to talk about these too often, so screw it, I'm going to keep going. I said earlier that a common complaint I see online is that Charlie and Vaggie have no chemistry, but that's just not true. Because of, well, everything I've just rambled on about, I could see just how in love these two were with each other long before we actually get to hear them say I love you in the More Than Anything reprise. I went straight into this show with no prior knowledge from the pilot or the fandom, and I was immediately able to figure out their romantic feelings for each other. They may not be saying I love you every 5 seconds or constantly holding each other's hands, but you can see glimpses of their attraction towards one another throughout the show. It's mostly smaller things in the background rather than the focus of any given shot, but the way they look at each other or the way they subtly touch each other shows that they're more than just friends. My favorite example of this is when Charlie's calling her dad in episode 5, and Vaggie goes to hold her hand for support. It's super quick, but Charlie smiles at Vaggie when she does this, and continues to hold her hand throughout the rest of the call. And that little interaction really says everything you need to know about them in my opinion. They save saying I love you or having moments of physical intimacy for when it matters the most to them, which is the More Than Anything reprise, which happens in a moment that Charlie needs Vaggie's support the most, dealing with the fear of losing all her friends, family, and everything she's worked so hard for. And who better to help her with that fear than someone she loves and trusts completely, someone who is genuine proof that redemption and change can be found through Charlie's Hotel. This song has quickly become one of my favorite romance scenes in all of fiction because of how tender and genuine it feels. And it works so well because of the restrained and realistic depiction of Charlie and Vaggie's relationship up to this point. This moment where they say I love you and kiss each other feels so powerful, because we've always known this fact through their actions towards one another, but now we see it in full effect, and that's how real relationships work. It's not always these moments of bliss or constant displays of affection, but rather genuine care, support, and love for one another. It's relationships like these that can make it through trials and tribulations, and that's why I think Charlie and Vaggie will be just fine no matter what seasons 2 and onward of Hazbin Hotel throws at them. And lastly, putting aside all the deep and meaningful reasons that I find make Charlie and Vaggie such a compelling couple, they're just really fun to watch. Charlie's upbeat and boisterous personality bounces off Vaggie in a really entertaining and cute way, and seeing how alike the two of them can be despite their different personalities is cool to see. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my longer than socially acceptable rant about why Chaggy is a goated ship. I definitely didn't steal most of it from a thread I made about them on Valentine's Day. And now let's talk about the actual song, the reprise of More Than Anything in episode 8.